Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today I am going to tell you an amazing story that will make your heart beat faster. Imagine a secret so cool that it connects two very different lives. A little boy, his loving dad, and a rich millionaire. It all starts with a simple statement. Sir, my dad has that birthmark too. This one sentence changed everything. Stay with me as I share how one tiny mark on the skin unlocked a mystery that shocked everyone. It was a sunny Saturday morning in a small town. A gentle breeze danced through the trees, and the park was full of happy families. The smell of freshly popped popcorn and bright colors everywhere. In the middle of this cheerful scene was a boy named Sam. Sam was curious and full of questions about the world. He loved exploring and watching people, and he especially adored listening to his dad's exciting stories. Sam's dad, Mr. Carter, was known for his kind smile and a mystery hidden on his arm, a unique, unusual birthmark. This birthmark was not like any ordinary mark. Its shape, almost like a swirling star or a secret symbol, had been with Mr. Carter since the day he was born. Even though it was small, it made him stand out in a crowd. Sam would often ask, Dad, why do you have that special mark? And Mr. Carter would smile and say, I do not know, but it is a part of our family story. On that sunny day, as Sam and his dad strolled through the park, they met many people. Some smiled at them and even complimented the uniqueness of the birthmark. But no one suspected that this mark was more than just a random shape. It was a sign of something extraordinary. While wandering near the park's old oak tree stands a small, lively fair with games, face painting, and yummy snacks. Sam's eyes lit up as he saw the bright balloons and the sound of laughter. He tugged his dad's hand and ran toward the fun. There, among all the cheerful faces, was a tall man, dressed in an expensive suit. His eyes shone with wisdom and kindness. This man was Mr. Franklin, a very wealthy, kind-hearted millionaire, known for his love of history and deep family roots. Sam had seen Mr. Franklin round before, but today something unusual happened. As Sam reached the fair ride, his attention was suddenly caught by a glimmer, a familiar shape on someone's arm. It was the same mysterious birthmark his dad had. In a clear and excited voice, Sam pointed and shouted, Sir, my dad has that birthmark too. Everyone around gasped in surprise. The moment was so unexpected, it felt as if the whole day had turned into a mystery story. Mr. Franklin walked over slowly, with a smile that hinted at secrets. When he saw the birthmark on a nearby passerby, he was taken aback. I have seen that mark all my life, he said in a calm but strong voice. It is the same mark my father carried. It is like a magic stamp from our past. In that instant, the fair felt quieter, and everyone listened carefully to what he had to say. Mr. Franklin's eyes widened with excitement. He sat down on a wooden bench under the bright blue sky and invited Mr. Carter and Sam to join him. Please come over, he said gently. I want to show you something very important. Confused but curious, Sam and his dad walked over to sit beside this kind millionaire. The crowd around them felt the start of something unforgettable. Mr. Franklin reached into his heavy, old leather bag and pulled out a bundle of dusty papers and an old, worn notebook. These, he said, are letters and notes from my father. They tell the story of our family and this very special birthmark that we share. He slowly opened the notebook and began to explain in simple words that even a child could understand. You know, Mr. Franklin said, looking directly at Sam, our bodies are like a big recipe book. Inside each of us, there are tiny instructions called genes. These genes decide many things, like the color of our eyes, the shape of our noses, and sometimes even a little mark on our skin. He paused, letting the idea sink in. Imagine if you bake chocolate chip cookies. If you secretly add a special ingredient in every cookie, that extra touch makes your cookies unique. That is like our birthmarks, a special ingredient that makes us who we are. He continued saying, this birthmark is known to scientists as a vestige, a small sign of a special legacy. It might be a clue to a family secret passed down through generations. And today, by noticing this mark on both my family and your dad, we might be brushing against a very old mystery. His words made the moment feel like stepping into a fairy tale, where every detail mattered. The park around them had grown quiet, as if nature itself was curious about their conversation. Mr. Carter listened carefully while Sam's eyes sparkled with excitement and wonder. Then Mr. Franklin told a story from his childhood. When he was just a little boy like Sam, my father once told me that our family had been known to be guardians of hidden secrets. He said softly, there is a legend that a great treasure of knowledge and kindness is hidden, and our birthmark is the first signal that we are chosen to discover it. He looked at both Sam and Mr. Carter. I have searched many years for clues, and today I feel that you have given me an important sign. Both Sam and his dad exchanged a look of amazement. Could it be true that such a tiny mark could mean something so grand? Mr. Franklin went on to describe how scientists study birthmarks. Scientists call this process development. Even before you are born, your body begins to form in amazing ways. Sometimes cells mix in special patterns and leave behind a mark. It is a bit like art. Every stroke is unique, and though it might seem small, it tells a big story. He laughed lightly, adding, it is like painting with nature's own brushes. In that moment, the simple truth reached everyone present. The birthmark was not just a piece of skin, it was a key to the past, a clue to an ancient family connection. Mr. Franklin's eyes shined as he said, I believe that my father, your dad, and even all of us have a part of this story written on our skin, and these clues help us remember where we come from. His words were technical yet warm, like a gentle lesson in nature's wonders blended with family pride. With the excitement spreading among the small crowd in the park, Mr. Franklin proposed something very unexpected. Would you like to come to my study and see more? He asked politely. Mr. Carter and Sam, full of curiosity, nodded eagerly. The group moved away from the fair, and soon they arrived at Mr. Franklin's grand little house at the edge of the park. Tucked away in a cozy, quiet spot, his study was filled with old photographs, maps, and books that looked older than time. Inside the study, Mr. Franklin spread out maps and letters on a large wooden table. He explained how each old letter contained legends about brave ancestors and lost treasures. I believe that our birthmark is a mark of honor, he said. It tells us that our families, though separate by time and distance, share a very special gift of kindness and wisdom. He even pointed to a colorful family tree diagram. See how your family and my family connect? Sometimes history is like a puzzle with many pieces. Even if you only have one piece, a little birthmark, it can help you see the bigger picture. Sam leaned in, fascinated by how even something as small as a birthmark could connect so many people in a big family story. Mr. Franklin also shared his own feelings. I think that every mark on our skin is like a tiny secret. When we recognize these secrets, we learn more about who we really are. I feel honored with this chance, and I want to share these stories with everyone, because I believe that history can bring us all together. He chuckled softly, adding, "It almost makes me feel like a detective in a mystery movie, only this is real." Throughout this journey, the technical details never felt dry. Mr. Franklin compared genes to recipe ingredients and explained development as an art that nature paints on our skin. His simple words turned science into a fun adventure. "Imagine building a big Lego castle," he said. "Each block is important, but sometimes one special block makes the whole castle unique. That is what this birthmark is, a special block in my family's castle of history." Sam's eyes widened with every word. It was like his life had suddenly turned into a fairy tale, where secrets and science met in a dance of wonder. As Mr. Carter listened to Mr. Franklin, he felt proud of his own family's mark. He said quietly, "I always thought it was just a mark, but now I see it can mean much more." At one point, Mr. Franklin picked up a funny picture from his early years. It was a cartoonish drawing of a man with a similar birthmark, wearing a big hat and laughing. "This reminds me when I was your age, Sam," he said with a warm smile. "When I wore my huge hat at school, everyone laughed with me, and sometimes a little mark makes you very special. Just like that hat made me feel fun and brave." The room filled with laughter, and even Sam's dad could not help but chuckle. The conversation then turned into a fun lesson about history and science. Mr. Franklin asked, "Have you ever wondered why some things look the way they do? Just like why some toys have extra colors, or why some buildings have secret doors?" Sam giggled and answered, "Maybe because they want to hide surprises." Mr. Franklin nodded. "Exactly. Our birthmark is a surprise that nature has given us, a secret that tells us we are a part of a much, much larger story." This part of the story shows that learning about science and history does not have to be boring. It can be as exciting as finding a hidden door in your house, or as fun as solving a puzzle with your best friend. Mr. Franklin's way of explaining things made everyone feel as if they were joining a big treasure hunt, a hunt for knowledge, for family, and for the magic of life. He added, "When you grow up, you will learn many things, but never forget that sometimes the small clues in our life carry the biggest messages. Just like a tiny dot of color in a painting can change the whole picture, our birthmark can change our understanding of who we are." His words were gentle, filled with wisdom, and they made Sam dream of many adventures ahead. After many hours of sharing stories, studying old letters, and laughing at funny memories, the real climax of the day arrived. Mr. Franklin, with eyes shining like a secret treasure finally found, announced, "I have discovered a new clue." He reached under his desk and pulled out a small, old key. "This key," he explained slowly, "belongs to a treasure chest that has been in my family for generations. And I believe that this very key is linked to the same secret that your dad's birthmark shows." A hush fell over the room as Mr. Carter and Sam looked at each other in surprise. Could it be that this tiny birthmark and this old key were parts of a mystery that spanned generations? Mr. Franklin continued, "My father always believed that our birthmark was a sign that one day we would be ready to find a hidden gift, a treasure of stories, of wisdom, and of love that has been passed down through time." At that moment, the small study felt like the stage of a grand adventure. Sam whispered, "Does this mean our families are connected, like in a fairy tale?" Mr. Franklin smiled broadly and said, "Yes, Sam. I believe that every little clue, every tiny mark, and every old key is part of a bigger treasure And today you have helped us all remember that our past is full of wonderful secrets that can light our future. Everyone in the room was amazed. Here was a story that combined cool science, family history, and just the right bit of magic. It was a reminder that sometimes, when you notice even the tiniest detail, it can lead to something incredible. And that day, someone as young as Sam had sparked the journey into a mystery that would bring families closer and fill hearts with wonder. As the sun started to set, the group sat together and reflected on everything they had learned. Mr. Carter felt a deep pride in his unique birthmark. He said, "That little mark is not just a special pattern on my skin, it is a part of who I am. It shows a history that I share with others, and it reminds me that in every family, even the smallest details matter." Mr. Franklin agreed, adding, "In our busy lives, we sometimes miss the beauty in something small, like a tiny stamp on our skin. But if we take the time to look closely, we see that every person carries a story. Science tells us that birthmarks happen because of how our cells grow. It is like nature painting a secret picture on us to remind us that we are unique. I believe that this secret is a gift, one that can guide us to love, kindness, and even mysterious treasures." Sam listened with wide eyes. He learned that science can be simple and fun, that history can be found in the smallest details, and that every person has a secret story hidden within. He started to understand that sometimes magic lies in the things we do not see at first glance. "I guess," Sam said slowly, "that every little part of us is like a clue in a big adventure." Everyone nodded, feeling that his words were right. I believe that this story shows us how important it is to never ignore the little wonders in life. Just like a tiny seed grows into a big tree, a small birthmark can remind us of deep family bonds and hidden treasures. Life is full of surprises if we just pay attention. And if one day you find something that seems ordinary, remember that it might be the start of an amazing mystery too. As our story comes to an end, let's take a moment to think about what we have learned today. We heard a tale about a boy, his dad, and a kind millionaire who shared secrets locked in a tiny birthmark. We discovered that science, family, and history can mix together to create something truly magical. Even in our everyday lives, every mark, every detail can hold a powerful message about who we are and where we come from. If you enjoyed this incredible adventure, please give this video a big thumbs up and leave a comment telling us about a little secret you have noticed that made you smile. And if you love mysteries and fun science stories, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a story that can change your day. Also, check out the video on the end screen where we explore the hidden legacy of family secrets. It is filled with even more amazing facts and stories that will spark your curiosity. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember that every little part of you, just like that secret birthmark, has a story. Keep exploring. Keep asking questions.